What's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Now today's video is going to be a short installation and how-to guide of how to fit one of these MAXTON rear lips. Now I know a lot of you have already done this and I had this done obviously on my Mark IV Clio as well. But I did this wrong the first time and I figured all of these tips would have been useful to know before I'd done this because the adhesive is so strong on these, you don't really get a second chance. So I'm going to show you how to do it and make life a little bit easier for you guys to get it right the first time. Let's jump into the video. So first things first, I recommend is offer it up. Obviously this is very different to the Clio, as you kind of had to put the Clio wing in the actual, try and find the middle to get it lined up. But obviously where this has got like an inlay on the actual wing here, this kind of can only sit in one place. So basically, yeah, try and offer it up and get it right both sides. And then you can get yourself some masking tape and essentially, well, hopefully the wind doesn't blow that way. Get some masking tape and then obviously mark the edges of where you've left it. So when you do remove the adhesive, you can line up the masking tape. I recommend normally doing a corner and then a corner so you can line it up, and then one in the middle as well so you know how far to go back. And then obviously remove the masking tape after. But yeah, so just so you can get a rough gauge of things, and then obviously push down nice and hard on the adhesive. And yeah, so I'll mask it up now and see what happens. So I'm just going to mask up the corners like I said now, and then one up top here. Obviously this obviously won't affect any of the paint, and make sure obviously that you prepare the surface before you do this. Don't do it on a dirty car. The car's literally just been cleaned, so everything's nice and clean, so it's going to stick as it should. Yes, I'm just going to line up the corners now with this masking tape, so when I do remove the adhesive I can line it up as best as I can to where it's sat at the moment. Obviously where you can see here it actually lines up quite well in the corner, but I'm still going to mark it up anyway just to be safe. So yeah, just get it nice and snug in the middle. A little bit there. This isn't going to stick because of the coating. Good. Fantastic.
Oh no.
Plan B. Right, so plan B. Because of the ceramic coating, it's not actually, the masking tape isn't actually sticking to the paint. So I'm going to remove a corner from each side, one end, one this end, one that end, enough for it to stick down, but not enough for it to make it an issue, so to speak. So come back to me in a minute because I've got no nails and I can't get this off. So the logic in this basically, if you peel up just enough of the corner, like I say, just enough for you to stick it down and it'd be stuck in the right place that you need it to be, but it wouldn't be too much for you to be able to pull it back up. If you rip all of this off all the way across, likelihood is it's going to land and it's not going to come back up. So you're better off pulling up, say, maybe an inch or so there, and I've done it on the middle bit here as well, and I've done it on the end as well. So when you put the wing on, just make sure they're all facing this way, out the back, and then as you put it on one by one, you can then, once the wing's down, you can pull this out as you go along and then stick it down to its firm position. So let's go back to the car and get the corners on. Make sure that's lined up across the way. And then if you just put the corner in like so. Right, so that's the corner in now, enough. But if it was wrong, I'd be able to pull this up because obviously I've only literally got just that corner on. So now come back to the, I'll probably go to the other side first actually. No, I'll get here. Get this middle bit here, just enough so I can pull it out. And then this end also. Then line up this end as well. Come on, come round. Line up this side nicely on the back there. Give it a little push. Make sure that side stayed on. And then it's looking like we're all good. It's looking pretty straight there. The middle's going to sit. Looking like actually it needs to come to the left just a tad. I won't lie, the car being coated makes this a hell of a lot easier because it's coming up if it's slightly wrong. This piece of wing. Gently get that to where it's supposed to be, like so. Pull this bit out nice and gently. Come on, like so. That should sit so. And then the final piece. Yeah. Right. So, there it is. So it's much easier when you do it that way, like I say, because you can, if it's wrong, you can restart, because if this stuff gets stuck on, trust me, it is so tough to get off. Just give it a little bit of time to bond to where it's got to go, but that looks pretty, the lines are all lining up on the money. Now that was about 15,000 times easier than it was with the Clio. Like I say, once I've got a little bit more time to stick, I'll whip the front off and I'll take some shots of it all together with the car now. But just that little subtle flick to the back, I feel like this car missed it as much as the Clio, but there it is. Nice and straight, nice and in the middle.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a lot straighter than the Clio one was for the first attempt. But yeah, like I say, just a quick recap of what you can do. Obviously, definitely use the masking tape if you can, because that will save a lot of jigging and a lot of having to get things wrong in the first place. It's just not worth it. So try and mask up your corners, mask up the front and back. Obviously I had it a little bit easier with this because, like I say, this does have a recess in the wing, so you can only kind of move it so far to the left and so far to the right. So yeah, masking tape for the corners, masking tape in the middle, and then do exactly like I did, like I say, one of either end, and then one in the middle, because this was in 3 pieces of adhesive. So just enough like a tab to get to the back, so you can just pull it off gently. So you stick one end down, stick the other end down, pull the tab through the middle, get the middle down, pull the tab through, back, and then pull the tab through, and then that. So that way you don't commit really to anything until you've got it in the place you need it to be. So you can push it down, and yeah, this is where we are. So I'm going to whip the little whip the film off the top, and we'll get some shots. Can't wait for this to fling off because of the coating. Going down the road and just this black bit of plastic. Right. Wait on that far. There it is. Going to be that clean for about an hour. So that's the end of the video. It was just a nice little short one into hopefully helping you guys not make the mistakes that I did, and I know many other people have done it. Like I say, super strong adhesive on these things, so it's better to get it right for the first time, because it's a lot of grief trying to get it back off, and then you've got to re-adhesive it all and stuff, because obviously you can't use the adhesive twice. It's just ag, it's not worth it. So thanks for watching the video. If you've got any more questions, get at me in the comments and on the Instagram and all that stuff as you do. Like and subscribe, ring the bell notification, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.